Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as we load into the session, as we can see the lovely drops of rain as we race here this afternoon in Singapore. Tier 2 action, round 13, Singapore Hell Month continues, the second round of 4 with this particular hellish month. We had Monaco last weekend, and the guys in Singapore, same street circuit. A tough street circus in terms of time length. You're hitting nearly an hour race time. And as time hits 0, we should hopefully load in very shortly. Scotty here with you for your Saturday afternoons, in by himself at the moment. We might have a special guest or two if certain people crash in this Tier 2 race, but hopefully everyone can manage to get to the end. But yeah, it's great to be in the box. We've got 19, as you can see on your left-hand side of your screen. So just missing the one, which they may pop in during qualifying, but still a full grid. And quite a few names that could potentially take this out. Obviously, Mercy being the Tier 2 current championship leader. He's got about a 17-point lead over Marty B, as I pick out his name. Currently P2 in the standings, 17 points behind. So still hasn't picked up that win. It'd be nice to see him pick up a win. He's been ultra consistent. Hasn't been able to get that top step on the podium. But yeah, we'll see how he goes. Interesting to see how he goes in Singapore, and obviously with the weather conditions this afternoon. See how they go. I can let you know that quali will pretty much be entirely rain. So thankfully a lot of these guys, obviously with Singapore being such a high downforce track as it is, you'll find a lot of these guys running very close to 50-50 wings anyway, so it's just a matter of trying to keep it out of the barriers. As we've got Gordo on the track at the moment, as I'll bring everything up now. As you can see, every single driver on the intermediate tyres, which is not a surprise. Not looking for any heavy wet weather running tonight. That might be safe for Tier 1 tomorrow afternoon, but we'll just have to double check that for the guys, including myself. But as I said, intermediate weather for now. Obviously, they've got to be a little bit careful because there is some weather in the race as well, so they can't afford to completely burn all these tyres up. Oh, as you can just see, Gordo, it was only on his outlap and he nearly hits the wall at turn 12. So again, very, very tricky. As A-Dog's right behind him, as Gordo will be the first one across the line. Just having a look to see... Didn't actually race last time out in Monaco, so... Gordo, he's quite high in the driver standings, up in P4. He's got 3 victories to his name, but he's 50 points behind our race leader, our championship leader in Mercy. But we'll see how he goes. Obviously, doesn't have Monaco as a little bit of practice with Hell Month, but watch him on board as he completes his outlap. So we'll follow him through this 4.94 kilometre circuit. 19 corner circuit as we make our way through turns 1 and 2. Now turn 3. Very tight, little bit sketchy off the exit. Just need to have a smooth bank of these guys. As he rounds turn number 5. Obviously DRS down this straight, but considering that we've got wet weather conditions, no DRS will be used in qualifying whatsoever. As the little kink of turn 6 and now turn 7. Obviously got to be careful not to run too wide and invalidate your lap. Oh, it is a street circuit. There are a couple of spots where the track does like to invalidate. So just got to be a little bit careful. As he rounds turn 9, gets close to the wall, manages to do that perfectly fine. Down to the run to turn 10, this tight section of left, right, left. Through 11 and then 12 to come across the bridge. We've had some accidents in the past here as he gets a little bit sketchy as he comes to the hairpin of 13. Another DRS zone through here, but again, not in use. So potentially takes 14 as a passing opportunity out. But this is where we come to the new section of track. The redesigned due to the construction that they're doing. So it's pretty much a straight through here, and we avoid 4 corners going underneath the grandstands as we come through 16 and 17 chicane now. So that will just leave him 2 corners left to go, 18 and 19. Wasn't too bad through there. He'll cross the line and goes a 43.3 for the opening lap. So not a bad time from Gordo. Lane Santa crosses the line 43.9. Swiss Lord 45.1. As Toddy goes a 42.5, last week's race winner. He was really strong at Monaco and continuing his good form, putting it on the front row at the moment, even though we've only got 4 times on the board. As we've got Bang just coming through to start his first fly. A couple of ready validation laps as I'm scrolling through. Wayne is definitely one of them. So I know we've got a McLaren at some point. If it wants me to get on board with Mercy Championship leader, he crosses the line. Only goes P3 for his first banker. Tetris car behind. He actually did quite well in Monaco last week. In both 3 and 4 as Mercy's retired. So how has he done that? So that's going to be his only time set as he's binned it out of turn 1. So I was talking up the championship leader as his teammate goes into P2. So Mercy dropping as Battle Cat goes into P4. So you need a good banker, and Mercy unfortunately is going to drop as Yusuf, the second place getter from last week, 42.5. So he continuing his good form. Those top 2 currently at the moment were really on form last time in Monaco. So interesting to see they've continued on their really good form. So Mercy's going to hope that all of these guys don't improve, but I feel like these guys will get a little bit more comfortable to the conditions. And as I said, we've got only 12 that have set lap time so far, as Toddy goes even quicker, 42.2. Whooper making his way to the kink of turn 6. Wayne's come in. So if you're the boys, have you validated their first runs or just had a few issues? As I'll quickly just get my little stats on the side of my screen so I can see if anyone's hit the wall and damaged their front wing, because I will probably need it if we've got these conditions for the majority of it. I don't know, we've got just a bit of a congestion through the new part of track. You've just got Battle Cat just trying to get out of the way, as we had Mertz in P10. Obviously he had a bit of a mare in T3 last week at Monaco, then joined him in the box last week, which was very good to have him in, as Yusuf sets the fastest lap. So again, Yusuf and Toddy going toe-to-toe with their lap times. And again, they're nearly a second ahead of third place. So these two loving hell month at the moment. And Yusuf will want to get the better position on Toddy. As we're watching Gordo coming out of the pits. Obviously, just got to be a little bit careful. Some of these guys obviously able to do multiple runs with the DRS usage. ERS usage, I should say. Just being the weather conditions, and it's just got to be finding your rhythm and being comfortable in these conditions. As we've got a Ferrari of Mertz in at the moment, with the Mercedes following as well. I think we've got the other Merc, I think, if I can quickly find him. There we go. We got Bang, 44 flat for his first lap time. And I think he may be coming in. Yes, he is. And that Red Bull will be following him in as well. So what about the Haas in the third sector? That is not Gordo. That is Wayne on his outlap. So just trying to find a couple of guys. We'll follow Daniel Starr. As he rounds turn number 13 onto this little straight. He's gone purple in the middle sector. So Daniel Starr with the nice run. You could possibly get a move if you get a nice exit out of 14 and make the guy on the inside defend. You potentially get a move up through 16 and 17 as well. Then you'll start just missing out on the podium last week, P4 for him. So you'd like to go one place better, as he'll cross the line for his first lap time only, 44.7. So I imagine he'd have a bit more improvement as Tetris is just in front of him. As we've got one of the Alpines. That is Medi. How's he in these conditions? No, he's on an outlap. He looked quick from what I could see. That's not Wayne, that's Gordo. He start his run. Toddy, no, that's the Battle Cat starting their next run. Obviously, a super long lap, especially in these weather conditions. Marty starting his first flyer. Good chance to potentially get some points on Mercy, who's obviously out of this session early. And only in P7, as Gordo's left the session. So hopefully we can get him back in. I might have to quickly send him an invite myself, but I just want to watch these guys. Ready, sets purple first sector. And he got close to that wall at turn 10, or turn 9. As we round the right hand, the left hander coming onto the bridge. And then the hairpin, goes a little bit wide, tries to get a good exit. Potentially a move, and he's backed off, so he felt that he mucked up that hairpin quite a bit. So obviously plenty of ARS usage to use as he gets out of the way of the Merc behind him. As Marty, that looked quick at the hairpin, goes a little bit wide. He's definitely burning his battery and still on a hot lap as he rounds turn 14 and the new part of the track. So possibly interesting to see if we can get some, if the track maintains it, that we get some DRS potentially as another passing opportunity, but that's alright. As Marty will come around the final couple of corners. He crosses the line and jumps up just behind his championship rival into P9. Needed to get a banker in. We've got a Merc coming around that I think didn't improve. Soundball with let's get Gordo back in very quickly. There we go. As we've got just under 6 minutes left in the session left to go. And it's Yusuf and Toddy leading the way out the front. Once again, like they did in Monaco last week. Lane Santa doing a really good job in P3 at the moment. Just ahead of Parallel Aussie. Gordo in P5. Buster in P6. Battlecat in P7. Marty, Mercy in P8. Marty in 9th. And NATO rounding out the top 10. He was strong in Austria. Unfortunately, the luck wasn't with him last week. I think he did get lapped at one point. But yeah, just not his race last week, so hopefully he can come back fighting stronger this time round. As we do have an Alpha Tauri in the pit lane. And what about Buster? Good to see Buster back on track for Inter's. Been really good to see him. Oh, I will scratch that. We've lost the other McLaren. Looks like on the track map on your bottom right hand side, he's binned it out of turn 4, that little kink, so not sure what's happened there. That's a fair way down, but both McLarens out of this session already. As Medi goes into the top 3, that's a better lap from him. Obviously we saw the mistake out of the hairpin last time, but that jumps him right up the top of the field. What about the Ferraris at Marty B? He's invalidated his time though, so he's got enough to go again. What about, who was that? Swisslord up into the top 6 now. So, it'd be good to see what he can do. Oh, and that's just another issue, unfortunately. I think Gordo says the session no longer exists, so... lovely game. Unfortunately, this is. So, I'll send him an... I'll try and send him another one, but obviously, if you can hear me, just reset your game, Gordo, and just see if you can join back. As we've got Gordo in.
Yeah, hi Scotty. I can't get back into the lobby. It
Yeah,
says session doesn't exist.
yeah, restart your game and see if you
Yeah,
get that invite.
I
Oh, so
just
it's still not.
have.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'll send a message to the admin teams and we'll figure out what to do if this is going to be a lobby reset. We know a couple of people said that potentially there was a glitched if a spectator hosts it, so we'll just I'll let you know, keep you updated.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
yeah, just tag all the admins if you want, and
Yeah,
we can get it.
Broson's just told me to restart my PS4, so I'll try and be as quick as I can.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes, so that leaves that's Gordo leaving us. So obviously unfortunate for him. He was looking quick in his first lap, so hopefully he can get back into the session. Yeah, might need to get a PS5. Yeah, fingers crossed that they eventually just go PS5 only. Yeah, I know that's probably not what a few of the PS4 owners want, but hopefully that sort of helps. But yeah, we'll wait and see. I think a few of us will probably buy F1 24, unfortunately, anyway. But as I said, just another sort of glitch, unfortunately. As we'll try and find someone else. That's A-Dog about to start his next flying lap. Alright, then we got... Oh, that's Purple Sector from Tetris. So he's up by 8/10, which will put him about a 43.4, which will actually jump him into the top 10. So if he's got time in this last sector, should be really, really good. As I said, and keeps the strong form that he's showing onwards. As he does round turn 18 and 19 now. It looked clean, crossing the line. And he goes into the top 9, just behind Gordo as I thought. Buster, he's out of the session. That looked like to be in pit lane. So that's a great lap from him up into the second row at the moment. But the guy, a lot of traffic on, or looking to beat him, I should say. As we have a minute 15 left. So if you're not out of the pits, that's your session done. Following Woofer, he has a 45.5. He goes to a 44.4. So it's a better improvement, but it's still, unfortunately, last of the runners at the moment. As we're watching... What about the other Ferrari of Mertz? He's starting his final flyer now with 37 seconds left to go. So I'd imagine you got these two in shot that can make it, and then maybe the AlphaTauri behind. But that'd be it as Daniel Starr. He's done with an A-Dog. He went for one, might have turned off his battery early. So again, they are going through a lane Santa, 15 seconds left to go. He does make the line, and he does actually... No, that's not an improvement, sorry. That's the game playing silly buggers on me again. So it's going to be Medi, who's on an out lap, who doesn't make the line. So Medi is out of the session. So I thought some people might have actually had an issue, and Nada goes into the top 6. What about the Red Bull, the Battle Cat? He's up on his time, only P11. Can he jump into the top 10? He goes P3 just behind his teammate Toddy. As we've got the Alfa Romeo of... Who's that? Yusuf. Can he improve his time? He's currently 2/10 up on Toddy. He stays where he is. I'll watch Toddy in a minute. What about the Aston Martin? That's Wolfer. Can he improve his time? No, he can't. What about the Ferrari? The Ferrari can't either. I'll quickly jump back onto Toddy. He does improve, goes in the 41.8 and takes pole position. And I'm pretty sure that's pretty much going to be it. As I don't think anyone else is going to see a massive improvement. Bang, he's in the pit lane. That's a Ferrari. What about Mertz? Can he improve from P17 on the grid? He goes into the top 10 in P8. And I think we might actually be done. What about A-Dog and Daniel Star? I knew there was two that I was missing. Daniel Star, what can he do? Top 6. A-Dog behind him. Where can he go? He stays 18th. And what about Lane Santa? He's slightly down on his current time. He crosses the line and does improve his time but stays 7th. So it's going to be Toddy and Yusuf for the second week in a row on your front row at Singapore. So, great lap. Yeah, just seeing Gordo's rejoined us once again. Obviously, that invite's still not working for you, unfortunately.
Are we able to do a lobby reset? Or
That's what it's looked like. Just checking the admin chat now.
yeah, no worries.
Yes, we will be doing a lobby reset. So if everyone can hear me, just don't leave the session. Just retire, because we'll get that's an admin call. So
Will you be able to give host to someone else?
Actually, that is a very good point. Actually, we'll change host because I'm currently host at the moment. So, but looking at your results at the moment, Toddy, Yusuf, Battlecat, Medi, Buster, Daniel Star, Lane Santa, Nado, Mertz, Aussie with your top 10, and then Swiss Lord, Gordo, Tetris, Mercy, Wayne, Marty, Bang, A-Dog, and Woofer was your final spot of your 19 drivers. So we will lead the session for the guys at home, which is a fair call. We'll have a formation lap, which a lot of us will just lead the session there. So I'll just get someone else to host. Tetris will host. So that will be your lobby. Thanks, guys. Mercy and Broseph. Thanks for the information. As we're just leaving the session, as I can not race director, yeah, moron. Quit.
Thank you, Scotty.
No, all good. Good luck in the race.
Cheers.
So a little bit of a delay, but yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate, as I will quickly send Tetris the yes red flag. I've seen Wayne Morris in the chat, same as Battlecat. So Tetris will host. Tetris, if you are listening, I will quickly send you the custom weather that I made up, because it wasn't completely wet. As I'll quickly send you that, but great qualifying, full into conditions, and as I said, Yusuf and Toddy again proving once again they were really, really great in those conditions. And again, they're finding hell month not a big issue. As I've just said, Tetris, the custom weather. So as we get the invite to the session, and hopefully that allows us to join. Not my luck, it'll play silly buggers with me as well. But yeah, great qualifying. And do we think it could be the same results as last time? That Toddy just too strong for Yusuf, or do we reckon Yusuf will have a little bit more to show for in the race? Otherwise, I think nonetheless it's going to be an very interesting race, especially with mixed weather conditions. As we get the guys into the session, hopefully we can get everybody in very quickly. But yeah, fantastic lap from Toddy at the end there. Well, we're just having a bit of a wait. I'll just let everybody know about the championship standings. Mercy currently on 173 points compared to Marty B, 156. So 17-point lead. And as we know, Marty didn't. Mercy obviously having the issue at the end there. As I do have the results that I've brought up. Mercy only starting P14, where Marty is only 16th as well, so both really struggled in qualifying then. Nano's probably the best placed position in P8 on the 4 championship contenders. Gordo's in P12 with only that one lap, so that's sort of a good banker that he did. So very interesting to see how they go in the race. As who are we missing? Woofer, Toddy, Buster, Swiss Lord. Get you guys in. So just put a quick message in the Discord, but great luck from Buster as well. I think P4, P5 on his return. Thought he might have struggled with the inter weather, and obviously Singapore being a hard track, but yeah, obviously did a great job from him as well. As we just have a bit of a delay with the red flag, unfortunately. Game obviously saying that it wasn't session no longer existed for Gordo, unfortunately. Yeah, not really sure why. But looks like we got all 19 drivers back into the session, so we just got to wait for the custom grid to be made. And then we should be good to go. So as we wait for the grid to be sorted, as someone has left the session. Who was that? We Mr. McLaren, that's Mercy. So now it's Mercy's time to stuff the lobby. He unfortunately did that to me on Wednesday night in another league when I was setting up a grid. He left and then he joined back and buggered me custom grid up. So hopefully he doesn't do that again, because that's the second time in a week and I won't be happy with him. I'll get him back in. Invite done. Speaking of the team championships, 4 tier 2, McLaren 293, Ferrari 247. So it's a 46 point gap. No, 44 point gap, I should say. No, I got it right the first time. 46 points. McLaren and Ferrari, obviously 24 for a win, 24 second place. So they've got a good buffer. Have McLaren with still 7 rounds left to go. But obviously, Mercy obviously doing well up front, but Peril Aussie showing some good form as of late, obviously picking up that podium a few races ago, that third place. But obviously Broseph in the Ferrari and Marty in P2, second and sixth. They're doing a good job, but they just need to start closing points. Need Mercy to have a bad one. But he came from P8 on the grid at Monaco and managed to still end up on the podium. And you can actually make a couple of overtaking spots around here. Yeah, all good, Broseph. Figured we were doing that as Mercy is now into the session. So Tetris will just reset the grid. But obviously, Broseph, unfortunately, you're not racing tonight. It's a shame. Definitely be interesting. Would have been interesting to see how you went tonight. Yeah, sorry, Wade, if you're listening. Yeah, not quite. We won't do that. Go without mercy. We're going to keep the championship leader in. Um, and to be fair, Mercy's only won through. Let's have a quick look. Mercy's only won 3 races. So we've actually had a fair variety of race winners. We've got 3 from Mercy, 2 from NATO, 3 for Gordo. Toddy's won 1. Daniel Starr has 1. Izzo right at the start of the season has 1, and then Kaio has a win as well. So we've had some variety. He's just kept it consistent. 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 2 thirds. So he's been on the podium 7 times as Mercy. That's why he's currently your championship leader for Tier 2. And then Marty, as I sort of said, it'd be good to see Marty on the top step. He's only picked up 3 seconds and a third. Hasn't stepped on the top spot, and the only one in the top 4 in the standings that hasn't actually been able to do it. So fingers crossed he can do that now, as we do have the ready up signal. So we got 8 seconds left to go. So we'll be going underway. So this weather might be slightly different than what I thought, but as I said, should be very interesting to see how we go. Might be just an overcast race this time, but it was going to be a wet to dry, just to spoil it from my custom weather. So we'll see how the conditions are. Now, if everyone's listening, remember to do your setups. I would hate to do this track without a setup. I think it puts you on the highest downforce default setup, but that still would be fairly crap in terms of suspension. So fingers crossed everyone can do that, and it will be very interesting to see what the tyre strategy is for tonight. Looking at Tier 3 last night, a lot of the guys started on the hard compounded tyres, and it was a one-stop for the majority. Quick Killer picking up the victory last night in the Alfa Romeo. Went the hard, then the medium. Bridgie in second, medium to hard. Gob hard to medium. So a bit of variety in the strategy. And then top 8 only did the one stop. Hard, medium, or medium hard. So fastest lap last night was Mertz on a 33.312 on a set of soft tyres at the end. As we just about get ready to ready up. So Toddy and Yusuf is your front row. Battle Cat. Be interested to see how he goes. But Red Bull looking strong, which is good to see, especially from my point of view. We won't talk about what happened last week in Tier 1 with the Red Bulls, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see, as we do have the light ready for the formation lap, and we are underway. Toddy, Yusuf, and then it's got to be the Battle Cat lap laid in. Buster running in the top 5, great lap. Daniel Starr in P6, Elaine Santa in P7, Nano in P8. Mertz in P9, Aussie in P10, Swiss Lord in 11th, Gordo 12th, Tetris in 13th, our championship leader down in 14th, so he's got to have some work for him to do. Wayne in 15th, Marty again second in the championship, he's down in 16th place, so interesting to see how they go. Gordo and Nano can make up some points. Problem is they haven't exactly got the best starting spots in 8th and 12th either. Bang in 17th, A-Dog in 18th, and then Woofer rounds out your grid P19. But Woofer, he'll try and keep it clean, and he might be able to score some decent points for Aston Martin. So, may not have the one lap pace, but look for Woofer to be closing on some good points towards the end of this race. Just needs to keep it clean, as we will get everything up for everybody at home. And there's your tyre strategy, and it is again a hard, medium, hard for the top 3. So different strategies. Red Bull going the hard compounded tyre. Both Alfa Romeos going the medium tyre, as well as the Alpina Medi. Daniel Starr going on the hard compounded tyre. Mertz on the hard compounded tyre, and then everybody from 13th down on the hard compounded tyre. Oh, and we've lost Gordo and Swiss Lord. So they've obviously made contact, I'd imagine, on the bridge or the hairpin. So it'd be interesting to see who did that. I'd imagine it's Gordo running up the back of Swiss Lord. So Gordo's night started off pretty bad with the dropping out of the session. Now he's been dropped out of the formation lap. So he's going to have some ordinary tyre temp on the grid. So it's an alright run down to turn 1, so it's going to be very interesting to see if Toddy can make those hard tyres work, or if Yusuf can get the jump with the softer compound, the one step lower, as we're looking at the strategies below, the hard, medium. So you're looking at about lap 17 for the hards to then jump onto the mediums to go 14 laps to the end. As Yusuf managed to do that, as Toddy, he's completely angled to the left-hand side, so you know which way he wants to go. As we've got a few just going over the line, so they'll be dropped back a couple of metres. As we wait for the grid, we do have it. We can see the lights on screen now. We've got 5 lights, round 13, tier 2 Inters Racing League. We're underway, and it's Toddy not getting the best off the hards, but Yusuf still wasn't great, but Toddy will lead us into turn 1. What about the guys behind? Little bit of contact between 4th and 5th, and the top 3 have managed to get away well as we go side by side further back. And we've got Mertz and NATO. Oh, we've got the Haas that nearly hit the back of the Ferrari, but we're all facing the right way. Mercy's moved up a couple of spots on Tetris, and he's got his teammate right in front of him as they send a move down the inside. That's Aussie on NATO. NATO's sort of been the one to drop back a couple of spots as we go into the tight right-hander. A little bit of contact throughout the field, but it looks like we've been able to get away fairly cleanly, but back up the front. Top 2 have gotten away once again. This race happened the exact same last week, that the top 2, Toddy and Yusuf, managed to gap the field, and it's the third car on the hard compounded tyres that's really stretching. So Battle Cat, he's got a big train behind him, but he's just got to take a little bit of time to get those hards warmed up. Medi and Buster obviously want to try and get this position over and done with. Obviously overcast conditions, so DRS will be enabled. Start, finish straight. Oh, and that's Buster going for a move. Has to cut the chicane. So he just manages to avoid contact there. Got to be careful. Can pick up some early warnings as Toddy gets the fastest lap. But again, Yusuf staying with him on the mediums. As the time just sort of stuffing up. Hopefully we can fix that as we've got a lane following close behind Gordo. So as we start lap number 2, and we've got Bang in the pits for a front wing, I'm assuming, because that's a very early stop, and I think that was a front wing, unfortunately. So there was a little bit of contact as we got Medi on the Battle Cat. Medi using those medium compounded tyres to great advantage, and he gets the job done. So needed to get that done at turn 7. Now we'll see if he can chase after the top 2, as hopefully my timing ladder on the left hand side fixes itself, so I can at least see where the gaps are. But that got a little bit close to Betty on that little stick out part of the wall as we come into the hairpin for the second time. As you can see, the gap out front about 6/10. That was a little bit of a squiggle from Gordo, but he's just managed to hold on. So you got a bit of a train here. Nato, he's down to 10th, Aussie in 11th. Mercy's moved up a couple. I'll quickly have a look at the position changes for everyone at home. Gordo's actually the biggest mover, up 5 positions. So he's done really well off the start. Medi and the Battle Cat have swapped as we got... Oh, I think that's NATO had a bit of an issue. He's lost position to both McLarens. As we round the turn 19 for the third lap, as Swiss Lord down the inside of Tetris moves himself up into P13. So he's dropped a couple of spots. Nato's still down 4. Mercy's up 3. So Nato has not had the best start. Pretty sure he's on the medium tyres, so he's just struggling a little bit. As Marty finally gets past Wayne, Marty not really hanging on, as we've got Mertz and Aussie now. Aussie down the inside, but Mertz is going to try and fight him back. We know turn 8's very, very tight. The McLaren leaves enough room, but the Ferrari's going to get the move back down the inside. That's a lovely move from Mertz up into P9. And you can see, once you sort of start having a battle with another car, you really start losing ground to the car in front. So they've got to just sort themselves out. Obviously, DRS activated this lap. Oh, and you can see that McLaren got really, really close to the back of the Ferrari. Just nearly made contact, but they're all good so far. As he backs out of it. Not a lot of opportunity for turn 14. Just the corner's not really open enough for a big send down the inside. As we're still single file. Lead at the front, 1.5. So Toddy, even on the harder compounder tyre, he's still gapping Yusuf by 1.5. So he's flying. We know, talking to Toddy last week in the comms box, he's looking forward to the upcoming tracks of Hell Month. As we keep on board with the battle for P9 at the moment. Obviously these guys will have DRS. I'll just switch back up to the Battle Cat, because he did get overtaken by Buster. We missed that watching the battle further down. So both mediums have gotten past. Good move from Buster. I'm assuming it was with DRS. As we've got Aussie and Mertz. Mertz again. But I think Aussie's got the move done finally. Needed to get that done, so we'll see what pace he's got. And then the next one Mertz has to watch out for is the other McLaren of Mercy. So Mercy's going to hope that his teammate breaks out of DRS so he can then have a chance to get the move done. As we come over the bridge. And then the hairpin DRS enabled for a lot of these guys. Mercy only about 3/10. Had a better exit than the Ferrari. He's burning some battery. Does he send the move down? He really thought about it. But Mertz does go a little bit wide, so this is potentially his chance. But again, Mertz able to just get the traction and exit. And Mercy stuck behind. Mertz is nearly out of that 1 second though. He's got to be careful. And I think he just got out of a second, so Mercy has DRS. The Ferrari does not. As we're on board with the championship leader. Coming into turn 1, or he's a little bit wide there, was Mercy. And not exactly the best exit out of turn 3 either. So I think that allows Mertz just to get enough of a gap. It's going to be interesting to see how we go. I'll quickly go back up to Daniel Starr. I reckon if Battlecat didn't have DRS, he would have potentially had the move done. Mercy trying around the outside. He's going to get fed outside, riding on the curb, but he still has the inside line for turn 8. Mertz again, but he's hit the wall and he's out. So that was a little bit of a touch between the two cars, and Mertz, his race is over and out, and we have our first safety car of the afternoon on lap 5. We saw the guys going fairly clean around there, but it was a bit of contact in the mid-corner, and unfortunately, the Ferrari is in the wall. So, will Mercy be in any trouble for that? I'm not sure. You need to see the onboards. But I don't think Mertz will be a very happy customer. Second time in 2 weeks that he's out of the race early on. And unfortunately, there was a little bit of help, whether it was his fault or not. And Mertz leaves the session, obviously very annoyed. And I am not too surprised about that. So safety car on lap 5. I'd imagine no one comes in. Yusuf actually will. Medium runners, this might not be a bad choice to come in, but you're taking the hards a long, long way as Battlecat stays out. Daniel Starr stays out. Gordo stays out as well, so he feels like those hards won't get to the end. The McLarens move up a few positions because of that. So Yusuf, where does he come out? And that's the thing, you make this early stop on the medium. off the mediums onto the hards, but it's track position. And around here, position 9. It'd be very interesting. Position 9 or position 10? No, it was position 10. Yusuf bet him out of the lane. And Medi in P13. Buster in P14. I know if we do get another safety car, they can jump onto a new fresh set of mediums, but it's the track position, and I fear that with Toddy and Battlecat tyres only on a 5-lap hards, Daniel Star on 5 laps, Scordo and Aussie, those tyres should still be in some decent condition as well, so we'll wait and see if the track position loss was worth it. So, lap 6, if you're just joining us, we have our first safety car, thanks to Mertz, unfortunately, hitting the wall at turn 8. Potentially a little bit of contact with Mercy, as Mertz went around the outside of turn 8, but a little bit of contact and Mertz hit the wall on the outside. So we've lost one car at the moment. We've still got 18 running, top 15 score points as usual. Point for fastest lap as well. Yeah, I sort of agree with you there. It was nothing just an instant. Yeah, it sort of looked like that. It was like a very minor contact, but Mercy obviously was right up the inside. Mertz was trying to go around the outside, stick to the outside line there. So from the glance that we did have a look at, it seemed like nothing. Obviously, you just have to check if there will be a steward's report on that. It'd be interesting to see what the onboards are, but Mercy was definitely up far enough and was entitled to the corner. It was just whether or not the space was left on the outside, which I believe there was. It was just obviously the slight contact, and unfortunately Mertz, it was only a slight touch with the wall as well, and that's the thing. It's only a slight touch, yet your front lefts off and your race is over, so just really unlucky for Mertz again. But at the moment, we've got a Red Bull 1-2 at the moment with Daniel Star up into P3. Bringing up the position changes for everyone at home. Obviously, Daniel Star up 3, Gordo up 8. Those two yet to stop, or everyone from the top 9 yet to stop, so keep that in mind. Tetris up 6, Marty up 8, A-Dog up 9, sorry. Yusuf down 8, but he's the first one on a new set of hards. But it'd be interesting to see what he does in terms of a strategy. Does he stretch those hards to the end, or does he decide to come in later on for a set of medium tyres? Does he think there'll be another safety car? Wolfer up 7 from the back. I don't think he has stopped just yet. Medi has, Buster has, but they're down in P13 and P14. So it's a matter of can they keep clean and can they start making positions? Obviously there'll be a 5-6 lap difference in tyre wear. But with a lot of the guys on the hard Commander tyres, there won't be a lot of difference in terms of wear. As I have a cheeky look at my stats. A lot of the hard runners that stayed out, they're roughly looking at around 16 to 20% wear on those hards. So there's a bit on there, but not a lot. Surprisingly, there's not a lot of difference in between the hards and the mediums either in terms of wear rate as well. So very interesting to see that, as we are going to go around one more time. Just waiting on the two at the back to catch up to the rest of the field, so we should be going once again, as we'll have a look at the stops. No one's picked up any penalty, which is good. So there's your stoppers. Lane's actually stopped twice. Bang's stopped twice. So thankfully they can catch back up. Wayne is at the back. He's in. Why is he in? He actually hasn't made a stop. So he had an issue. He's got an issue now because he picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane. Just going to see if he's got any wing damage, because that was weird. And that is a front wing change. Lost his right end plate. So very interesting to see how he's done that. He was far off about a pit stop. So he was, I think, between Medi and Buster. Oh, and we've got Battlecat and Daniel Star swapping positions. But yeah, Wayne won't be too happy with that. He's on the medium tyres. So he'll probably come in He'll have to come in anyway and serve that 5 seconds, but that's just another thing. I've said this all season long. You pick up a silly 5-second penalty under a safety car coming in the pit lane. You do not need to rush into pit lane. So, yeah, but Wade won't be too happy about that. But obviously, he's still in the race. Yeah, Broseph, yeah, you'd probably be one person that would... oh, no, Gordo's had an issue. I was looking at the chat, and Gordo's had an issue, and he's lost his left end plate. And this has screwed his race, because the safety car's in this lap. Alright, so I said safety... 5-second penalties under safety car. Damage under a safety car. I don't know what he's did. We missed that, because I wasn't paying a lot of attention, because we are under safety car. We shouldn't be seeing crashes. So Gordo, I did say that Gordo's night was going from bad to worse. It's definitely now going from worse to whatever's after that. So he's going to have to make a pit stop. He'll probably go onto the hard compounded tyres, but he's going to be 20 odd seconds back off this field. And he was running in such a good position as well, so it'd be interesting to see if he got contact or not, but no one's picked up any time penalties for collisions under safety car. But we'll head back up to the front, because Toddy's got control of this restart, as we does get away quite well. Both Red Bulls do as we start lap 9. As Gordo does come into the pit lane, he has to fix that damage. This is one place you do not want front wing damage. And that drops him all the way down. Medi gets past Woofer into turn number 1. So Woofer obviously on the older compounded tyres, as we've got a yellow flag. I think that is Bang, I think, that's possibly had an issue. Not quite, but Battlecat really trying to defend off Daniel Star. This really helps Toddy if Battlecat can just hang on, let his teammate just get a gap. But you've got both McLarens who have looked feisty so far in the beginning stages of this race, and they've now got track position. But it's going to be interesting to see what pace they've got compared to the guys trying to come back through. And Eustace definitely going to be the one we'll have to watch. He's got A-Dog, the next car in front. He cannot afford to rush this move. He does not want to come in for front wing damage. But you just see better position, and A-Dog wasn't the best traction out of 13, so that will allow the Alfa Romeo the inside line. And he'll get the move done down at turn 14, and he allows his teammate through. That smart play from the Alpine team. Problem is that also allows Bus to have a really good run. Buster got to send the move down the inside. Gets the job done. Can he pull it up to the chicane? He can. So, oh, but he hits the wall though. That's front wing damage. It was looking good. It was a bit of a hit. I'll just see if any end plate's gone. It's not, but I can definitely tell he's got front wing damage. Looking at my little program on the left hand side of my other screen. So he won't be happy. NATO getting past Woofer. So that's his teammate letting him back through. Back up the front. Tetris up into P6. Really closing in on the McLarens. As the lead out in the front, 1.3 seconds. Battlecat's actually dropped Daniel Star out of DRS. So Daniel Star not quite having the pace, and he's got Parallel Aussie on those 9-lap-old medium tyres. So if they've still got a little bit of grunt in them, look for Aussie to try and make a move. And he'll try and work with Mercy here to try and get that done. As Yusuf is now right behind Marty. So looking at the leader gap, he's already 5.6 seconds off our leader. So that's the gap that he's got to worry about. Around turn 14 and the new section of track. Obviously a lot easier straight line, as we've got NATO and A-Dog go very, very close to the wall, but NATO gets the job done. Will A-Dog fight him? No, he won't. He'll sit back. So NATO on those 4-lap-old medium tyres gets the move done, as we do have DRS. as Mehdi gets a nice run on Yusuf. This is for net P2 at the moment. Well, that's where they were before the safety car. Not quite, but then you have a look and Yusuf getting the better run. Problem is, he's in a big DRS train at the moment. And at the front of that, it's Parallel Aussie. You can see the rear wing opening, but he's probably just a little bit too far off of the Williams in front of him. If he was any closer, he could have made a move, but Yusuf is definitely going to make the move around the outside. There's contact between the two of them. This will open the door for Mehdi, but can we get through here? Nearly 3 wide. It's going to be 2 wide at the moment. Always hopefully we can get the tree out of the way, and Mehdi gets the job done on the pair of them. So great move, opportunistic by the Alpine, but he gets 2 moves done. So just a little bit of contact between Marty and Yusuf. Opens the door, and we'll see if Mehdi can pull away. Doesn't look like either Ferrari or Alfa Romeo picked up damage, but you can just sort of see the clean air that Mehdi's got. Marty obviously a little bit older tyre. Yusuf needs to get this job done with DRS. Can't send the move down the inside. Got to have the better traction and the better exit out of 14. As we go side by side, and it looks like he's going to get the job done as we're riding on board with NATO. He does get it done, or it holds up the train just a little bit. But that's a nice move from Yusuf. Got it done, but unfortunately, he's lost time to Mehdi in all that. 2 seconds behind now. So he's got to just try and close back up. Marty obviously going long. As I said, this is Singapore, so a safety car can come out at any point. But I'm going to quickly head back up because Parallel Aussie is right on the back of Daniel Star with DRS. I feel like this move is going to be fairly easy done as Parallel Aussie gets the move down the inside. We've got to move down the back as well. Oh, we're going to stick on board with this because Aussie went a little bit deep. And Daniel Star trying to fight him back. The McLaren all over the shop. Daniel Star trying to go around the outside. It'll be a brave move if he can get it done. Mercy gets the move done. Aussie very squirrely. And I think that was Tetris holding on Mehdi as well. So these five really fighting, and it's allowing the top two to pretty much breeze away. Toddy 2.2 ahead of his teammate. Oh, that was wide from Mercy, nearly hitting the wall. And Tetris has got a good run. Mehdi's got a good run as well. As we come up into P14, Mehdi squeezing his way around the outside. Can he keep it out of the wall? He can. Tetris has a moment, but manages to keep it off the wall, but he's going to lose a spot to Yusuf. So it's getting feisty in this midfield pack. The two guys who did make the stop earlier on with a lot more grip than the guy and pace with the guys on the older hard top compounded tyres. As we round the corner for lap 13. So it's Yusuf and Mehdi making the moves. Is Parallel Aussie next? Those mediums really starting to die. Oh, and that was a bit of lag from Daniel Star, unfortunately. We can just see how much more grip that the Alpine has as we round the right hand with DRS. Did Aussie get it? He did just, but again, it's just the momentum that the Alpine can just take through the corners, but he doesn't decide to go for a move. He felt like he wasn't up far enough. It's going to be close, and then if there's a mistake, Yusuf behind will try and take advantage like Mehdi did 2 laps ago. Buster still down in P11. Obviously that front wing damage may be giving him a little bit of trouble. Mehdi surely won't send the move down here at turn 10. He won't. As we go through 11 right-handed, then 12 over the bridge. And then the tight hairpin to turn 13. You'll see Mehdi just try and get the better traction out. There was a little bit of a wobble from Aussie. Aussie goes to the inside trying to cover, but we saw Mehdi go around the outside and pull this off last time. And he gets the job done, pulls it up very nicely. And now Yusuf got to do the exact same thing. You can see all 3 of those guys flashing. Yusuf side by side with the McLaren. Can they go side by side through here? It's very close. They nearly feed each other into the wall. But Yusuf gets the job done. That's great side by side racing. Plenty of respect there. And Yusuf up into the top 6 now. And Nato got past Aussie as well. Aussie probably needs to come in for a set of hard compounded tyres. He's really starting to struggle, and he's got Tetris right behind him. But back up to Mercy. You can see Mercy really right behind. Problem is he's got Medi right behind him as well, so potentially a three-way coming out of turn. There's a little bit of contact, and again, Medi will try and capitalise on it. But again, not quite. He sticks the nose up there. Mercy's obviously going to give him a lot of room. He's got this championship to fight on for as we round the court left-hander, and he gets the job done, Medi, and then Yusuf takes advantage as well. So both McLarens just struggling on tyre wear at the moment, and then you've got Nato right behind. 5-lap young and medium tyres, so look for the Aston to really try and take advantage. As Daniel Starr is the next one, and with the way Medi's going, look how much more grip he's got. Daniel Starr will try and cover the inside, but Medi will try and go around the outside once again. Oh, that was better from Daniel Starr. He blocked the move off. But again, the traction's not the best out of 14 either. So Daniel Starr doing a nice job. Buster picks up a 3-second time penalty. I think that's a little bit because of the front wing. So there are a couple of spots where you can get a warning. So he's the first one to pick up 3 seconds as we round turns 18 and 19. And I think Medi got an alright jump, and he's already side by side with the Williams. So Medi has got the inside line for turn 1. Daniel Starr trying to hold on. He'll obviously get DRS at turn number 5. It's just a matter of if he's close enough. He needs to get the traction out of this corner. It wasn't great, so look for Yusuf to potentially send the move. You can see he's right on the gearbox of the Williams. Takes the outside line, but got to look to see if he does get the move. I was wondering if he was going to send the move on Medi because he was that close. But Nato taking advantage with Daniel Starr stuck on the outside of 6 and 7. So nice move. Nato really moving up spots, but Nato has to box again. You don't feel like those mediums are going to last 25, 26 odd laps. So Medi really flying through, and looking at the gaps, Medi and Yusuf are only 7.2 and 8 seconds off the lead of this race. So they've actually made pretty good ground through the field. So Toddy and Battlecat will go onto the medium compounder tyres. Nato and Yusuf fighting. Just caught this late, so Nato has a bit of a wiggle. So Yusuf was right on Medi, but Nato has got pace on the medium tyres. He sends the move down the inside at the chicane. He gets the job done, has to leave the door open a little bit, but he'll have the better traction out of 17. So round 18 and 19 now. Can Nato use those medium tyres to get clear of the Alfa Romeo of Yusuf behind him to try and, if not break DRS, give him the 8, 9 tenths that he can defend into turn 7. He's got 2.5 seconds up in front to Medi. But Nato's got good speed. As Mercy's coming into the pits for the medium compounder tyres. So he's the first one off the on the old hards to box. And he'll have a bit of clean air as well. So watch for him try and get an undercut of the guys around him who hadn't boxed yet. So as we have a little bit of a breather, because great action those last 5 laps. Toddy's still leading by 5.1 seconds. It's the Battlecat that's really losing time to the fresher hard runners now. Medi really closing in, and will have DRS come out of 13. And again, just a little bit of a better traction. As I said, those hard tyres are just struggling just a little bit. So Medi, and this is the corner. He's great through 14 at the moment. And again, he's probably got to save a little bit of battery. But you'd say this move's going to be probably happening in the next lap or two. And you can just see Battlecat just struggling a little bit through 17. Oh, Medi. I was going to say Medi was probably looking a little bit quicker, but he got on that curve. Thankfully, he managed to save it, but that would have just given him a little bit of a wiggle. Daniel Starr and Perolozzi in the pit lane on a new set of compounded tyres. One will go the hards, one will go the mediums. But back on board with Medi and Battlecat. I don't really think he put up too much of a fight there. And that is Medi up into P2. And Bang picks up a 5-second penalty for a complete corner cut. So where has he done that? That is at turn 12. So he's pretty much straight line 11. But this is going to be very interesting because Toddy's going to have to make up 15 seconds on those medium tyres. He will have it because Medi will be on 20 plus laps at the end of the race. So Toddy will be on fresher tyres and possibly will catch. It's just depending on traffic as well because you've got a few of the guys trying to get to the end. Yusuf obviously in P5. Hasn't been dropped by NATO. So he's just trying to follow. NATO obviously on the back of the Battlecat now. Trying to get the move. Buster in P6 obviously slightly carrying wing damage and that's Bang in the pit lane and that is the second retirement of the night. So has not been his night either. So we will remain green with the move as the Battlecat is now into the pit lane. So Battlecat is the first of the Red Bulls in. Obviously Toddy 5 seconds up the road. He can afford to allow his teammate in first. But you're going to see Tetris in. You're going to see Marty B in. So 13 laps on the medium tyre. So these guys are going to be quick compared to the guys that have stayed out or boxed under the first safety car. So Medi making a little bit of time on Toddy. It's now under 5 seconds. NATO hasn't really closed the gap on Medi. So I'm just wondering how those mediums are feeling at the moment. Yusuf and Buster in 4th and 5th. Buster doing a good job holding on to P5 at the moment. Obviously, he picked up 3-second time penalty. Wayne has a 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. And he's on 10 lap old medium, so I'd imagine he's going to have to come in for another stop. Because they'll have no grip at the end. I'm just going to have a quick scroll down. As you've got Mercy getting past Tetris. Into P13. Battlecat came out P11 and actually got jumped by Daniel Star. So Daniel Star doing the 1-lap undercut has jumped him. So great move and great opportunity there. So Daniel Star is on the freshest tyres on the medium. So we'll see how quickly he can close A-Dog and the likes down. But he's got 6.3 seconds to do that. Yusuf seems to be struggling to try and keep within DRS of NATO. As Toddy staying out once again. So the gap is about 32 seconds to Daniel Star. So interesting if Toddy's possibly... I'd imagine softs wouldn't be the best tyre around here. As Marty... Yeah, I thought those hard tyres on Marty B's car would have been fairly terrible at the end. So thanks for the heads up. Broseph, obviously the only Ferrari left in the race as Mertz obviously DNFing from that incident that he had with Mercy to cause the first of our only safety cars at the moment, but we still got 12 laps left to go. As Toddy is in the lead, 4.6 seconds. Medi was catching, but gap's about half a second a lap at the moment. So I'd imagine Toddy will be in fairly shortly. Him and A-Dog are the only ones yet to make their at least their first compulsory pit stop. So you feel Toddy will be closing in. Daniel Star's actually made up 4 seconds on A-Dog very, very quickly as Toddy does come in. So he lets up the race lead. So Medi will take the race lead, but he's got 13 lap old hard tyres. Can they make him to the end? And will he have pace to hold off all the medium runners that are coming through the field? A safety car would be probably the worst chance. He sort of needs a safety car now, Medi, to sort of probably get the free pit stop and might actually jump Toddy, considering that he was only 4 seconds behind. As Swiss Lord comes in as well. The question is, where does Toddy come out, and does he come out in some clean air? I think he's going to jump A-Dog. He will. Just got to keep it within the white lines, and he does. So Toddy, P7. He has 22 seconds to gap in 11 laps against all the guys in front of him that are at least 11 laps older or at least 11 laps or older. Gordo obviously breaking his front wing on the restart. Imagine where Gordo could be on those on the tyres. But he's going to be the first target for Toddy. As Yusuf, I think Nato's starting to struggle on those mediums. He's dropped time to Medi, and Yusuf just starting to close in now as we've got Tetris and Mercy doing battle once again. These two are having a nice scrap, and Tetris gets past Mercy as well. So Mercy not liking this track and still down in P13. Problem is, the good thing for Mercy is Marty's in P14. Gordo in P6, but probably may have to stop again. Nato in P2, but I feel like he's definitely going to have to stop again, otherwise he's going to have no grip as Battlecat gets past A-Dog around at just before turn 14. So those medium tyres working nicely. So he's net P3 that's definitely making it to the end with reasonable tyres. It's a matter of whether or not these guys can hang on. We'll find out, because Yusuf... I was going to say that. We'll have a look at Toddy on Gordo. Gets the move done. And Gordo just sliding out of turn number 3. And you can just see the gap that Toddy has. Just massive grip advantage out of the corner. And even with DRS, we got a yellow flag. And I think that's A-Dog. No, not A-Dog. We've got a yellow flag for someone. He's in the pit lane. Not sure who we've lost, actually. Or who's had a bit of a moment. That's right. We'll keep an eye on that if anyone's got damage. Tetris and Mercy are still fighting. Tetris still holding up Mercy. Mercy up into P12. Tetris up into P11. So we'll have a quick look at the positions gained for everybody, because we're thinking a lot of these guys will try and stretch to the end. Medi up 3, Nato up 6, Yusuf down 1, Buster down up 1, Wayne up 10. Problem is that 5 seconds really going to hurt him with that penalty, but he's got Toddy right on the back as he does go a purple middle sector. We'll get the tyres back up. I'll keep an eye and let everybody know about the last laps for everybody. So Toddy, he's got big grip advantage and already got to get the move done. Fastest lap, 32.3. He was 3 seconds quicker than Medi up front. Oh, Toddy's got to be careful. Runs up the back of Buster. Just got to get the corner nice out of turn 5. Doesn't have to really force the car, and he's already side by side, so an easy move from Toddy. So up into P4. Now he's got 12 seconds. He just needs to knuckle down. 9 laps to go. But he got through that fairly cleanly. We lost a little bit of time. But Toddy up into P4. No battery. But I feel like everyone's got no battery, as you can sort of see. Medi's actually struggling a little bit. Nato's really closed that battle. He's sort of having to hurry up himself because he's got Yusuf right behind him. But that's closed by a second, that gap. So Medi really not liking these hards. So it looks to me that the hards really aren't a good tyre when they start reaching a certain age limit. Thank you, Broseph. It was Marty B that had the moment. And you can see he's 5 seconds down on Mercy. So it'd be interesting if these guys just make a call now for a new set of tyres. Nato's definitely going to be the one that does. So he doesn't feel like those mediums can get to the end. So he makes a pit stop. So where does he come out? He's going to be blistering, but I feel like he's going to be around maybe the Battlecat even lower, maybe Tetris or Mercy. As Wayne stays out once again, he's the next one on old to the mediums. Nato goes to soft tyres, 8 laps, so we'll see how they can manage in terms of tyre wear. As where is he coming out? That's the part we want to know. I want to switch to the Wayne, the Buster battle very shortly. and he's behind Mercy and Tetris. Nato picks up a 5-second penalty for crossing the white line. It looked close and it looked bad on my point of view, and he's definitely done that, as Buster losing a spot to Wayne. So even then, Wayne on 15 lap old mediums, getting past Buster on 15 laps. Oh, we got side-by-side battle. Gordo picks up a 3-second on that exit, and there's contact between the two. Obviously, Daniel Star on a lot fresher medium tyres. A little bit of a bumping, but Daniel Star gets the move done up into P6. So next to get Gordo is the Battle Cat. So this is going to close really, really quick. Toddy now 8 seconds behind Yusuf. Last lap for the guys. Medi sets a 1:36.1. Toddy set a 1:32.8. So again, it was 3.3 seconds quicker, Toddy, that last lap. So I feel like Toddy's going to do it, because it is a minute 33, 34, 35 second lap. As Wayne and Buster with that front wing damage. It's only minor, but he just does not look like he's had the pace ever since that pit stop and that damage. But you'll get DRS from Wayne. You can see the guys in the background. Daniel Star, Battle Cat, really closing in on Gordo, not quite able to get the move done. So it needs Daniel Star to piss off into the distance so he can actually get the move done. But we'll have a look. He should have better traction coming out of turn 5. Well, he sort of got caught a little bit, as he got DRS, he's got battery. Gordo has the inside line. Battle Cat, as we go side by side again, Gordo just cuts across in front of him, but that's good. That was a good defending move from Gordo. Keeps Battle Cat behind him, but Battle Cat just got to be careful not to get too frustrated, as we've actually got a big train behind Wayne Morris, who's actually breaking Buster. NATO in P12, he's right behind Tetris. Gap at the front, 1.6 seconds. Medi to Yusuf. Yusuf definitely feeling a little bit more comfortable on the old tyres compared to Medi, and then Toddy's really chasing them down once again. I'll give you another lap indication later as battle Daniel Star and Buster. So I'm looking at one battle and there's a move elsewhere, and I think Buster might be in a little bit of trouble. Battle Cat trying to get the move done. He got a better exit out of 14, and then I think Gordo just gives him up the position. So he felt like that position was already gone. So Gordo down into P8, but Battle Cat up into P7, and he's got Buster. You can see how much more grip DRS enabled problem is for everybody in this train. So Battle Cat will stay P7. He has to try and get the exit out of 5 once again. As Daniel Star closing in on Wayne, we've got to move NATO on Mercy. So that's quicker tyres, soft tyres compared to 9 lap old mediums. Mercy down to 11th. Daniel Star on Wayne now. And easily the move done, but it's getting close between these two. Battle Cat around the outside of Buster. Buster leaves him just enough room. And now can Gordo capitalise? Not quite. So Buster just dropping off the oldest tyres of this group. Gordo only 3 laps younger, but you've got Peril Aussie catching up to this group, and NATO's not too far behind them. So we're going to have a very exciting finish. And Toddy only 2.7 seconds behind Yusuf. And Yusuf only less than a second as the lane setter sets the fastest lap, 32 flat, on a new set of soft compounder tyres. He's actually out of the point, sorry. He'll only get the 1 point for fastest lap at the moment. As you got the Battle Cat on Wayne. And then I think you had NATO on Aussie. So NATO's really quick at the moment. But I think he'll be only looking for P4 because the top 3 are gone. As I try and pick a battle, as it's going to be Wayne, as we've got Buster coming in. I think he realises those hard tyres are really, with the front wing damage, really hurting him. So we'll see if he gets front wing damage. NATO and Gordo. NATO trying to get the move done. I'll quickly switch into Gordo. That is a front wing. As Wayne's had a bit of an issue out of turn 3. So he was leading this pack, but not quite the night. Unfortunately, it was looking well. But we've got Nato and Gordo. Nato's got to have the fresher tyres and easily get the move done before turn 7. So Nato up into P6. So he did the right thing and made the pit stop, not try and hang it out. But the battle up the front. Toddy goes around the move the outside. Buster has retired, and this is a safety car. So Buster has binned it out of the pit lane. So coldish tyres. So we have a safety car. Now, this really throws things into a weird place. Mehdi and Yusuf can make a pit stop because they've got the 20-second gap to Daniel Saar behind. They get a free pit stop. Does Toddy follow them in, or does Toddy stay out? They're all going to come in. I think it's a tough call from Toddy, but you need to be on the soft tyres. And I feel Toddy's got the pace, just do not speed in the pit lane. So those three will come out 1, 2, 3. That was a gift for Mehdi. I'm assuming we all leave at the same order. We do. Daniel Saar comes in. Battlecat's going to try and stay out. Actually, does he beat the group? Battlecat, he's got to beat Mehdi out. So maybe he does. That's a good play. So Battlecat is on 9 lap old mediums, but he takes the lead with 4 laps to go. Or 5 laps to go. There's going to be about 3 laps of running. But he's got a lot of soft tyres, and Nato actually stays out as well. 4 lap old softs. He made a big advantage there. I thought the safety car, the pit stop under the safety car would have made up a little bit less time. Or they wouldn't have lost as much time, I should say, the top 3, but they obviously did. So this changes it completely. Nato got a 5-second penalty for the pit lane, and he may very well contest that under a steward's inquiry, potentially. But this is going to be very interesting to see. Obviously, those two are going to be slow, or slower than brand new softs. Nato's in a prime position. If Nato can actually get past Battlecat and really put the rocket boots on, he may be able to break a lot of these guys and still end up on the podium without getting that penalty removed. But the field is a long way out, so I'd imagine we're only going to get a 2 or 3 lap sprint. But Buster, it was a good first race back, but unfortunately just struggled at the end of that hard stint, and then obviously wanting to go fastest lap, and then yeah, he's sort of just lost it out of the pit lane. I'd imagine he's just lost the rear end either on the curb, and it would have been a slight hit, but he's hit the wall, unfortunately. There'd be no malice in that whatsoever, so really unfortunate for Buster. He was looking on for some good points too, but as you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, everybody on a set of soft tyres except for Marty, who stayed out. He wanted track position, but he's going to be under real heavy fire from the guys behind. Battlecat, he leads 10 lap old mediums. He's going to be under fire. And Nato, he's the old one out. 5 lap old soft tyres. It'd be interesting to see how much grip they've got. But this is going to get feisty. As we come through the turn 6, the little kink on the straight, DRS, and looking at it, it'd be interesting to see if we do get any DRS whatsoever. As I'll quickly give you a penalty situation. Nato with the 5 seconds for the pit lane cut at the exit. Gordo with the 3 seconds, obviously with the corner cut, but I think he did get pushed wide at turn 7, so potentially could get that removed. And then Wayne, he did have 5 seconds, but he got it served, so he's now penalty free and currently in P13, so he's netting himself a couple of points. So remember, top 15 score points. Fastest lap at the moment is Elaine Senna. He may actually keep that if depending on Battle Cat and NATO's pace, considering that they're on older tyres. So it depends on if anybody actually gets some clean enough air to actually go for a fastest lap. So Elaine, not in the points at the moment, may still actually net himself a point. I think that's a little bit naughty from the Battle Cat. I shouldn't be looking at that, but the safety car did not come in that lap. Unless I missed it. I'm pretty sure it didn't. It had the green light. We're just going to keep an eye on it. Did the safety car come in? No, safety car did not come in. Oh, that might be a little bit naughty from the Battle Cat. Yeah, that was really naughty. So he might be in a little bit of trouble there because he broke the 10 car limit. So I think this win might be out of one Red Bull's hands. So you've got to keep within 10 car limits of the safety car or the car in front. Yeah, I was going to say, bro, so he's probably never led a safety car, or it's been quite a while. So he obviously figured that the safety car was coming in that lap, but clearly it wasn't. Yeah, so fingers crossed no one reports him, but I sort of doubt that, especially because you're in here. Yeah, party chat's alright. I can imagine. Yeah, that's we've seen that happen before. That you think that the safety car's been called in, but you've got to wait until you see the safety car in this lap at the top of your screen before you can start backing off and leading the pace. So Battle Cat's probably out of this. NATO potentially is out of this with the 5-second penalty. So it's all about Mehdi, Toddy and Yusuf. Mehdi really lucked out with that late safety car call because Toddy was about to probably get in that next lap if we remain green. And thankfully it went safety car before he got past. So Toddy in P4, he's led majority of this race. Does he have the pace to get Mehdi? So we'll go racing at the start of lap 30. There will be 2 laps left, no DRS. So it's going to be pure traction out of the corners. And there's going to be gamesmanship in terms of whether or not these guys can get the move done. Obviously, Battle Cat and NATO will be slightly slower, slightly older tyres. So it's a matter of NATO's job is to get past that Red Bull as quickly as he can and try and sprint. The same for Mehdi and Toddy. But Battle Cat's going to try and play a bit of a team game, I reckon, here. As we do see the safety car in. So we're going to get ready for a 2-lap sprint. And Battle Cat has gone. As we start lap 32 laps to go for round 13, Singapore, Tier 2 at Inters. And we're already seeing potentially moves further down. But it's the Battle Cat who leads from NATO, from Mehdi. So Mehdi probably the net race leader at the moment. But it's got to be the Battle Cat. Toddy trying to go around the outside, trying to get the move done already. Can he get the job done? Side by side, they're all probably going to burn a lot of battery. What about Yusuf? Is he going to try and contend for a move as we make our way down into turn 7? All of them on the battery. Can they pull it up? A little bit of side contact. Mehdi goes a little bit wide. That allows Yusuf to get the potential move done at turn 8. And he just manages to hold on. We've got Gordo and Mercy fighting in the background. And Gordo holds that position. Battle Cat still currently leading from NATO. Toddy in P3. So he's probably the net race leader if you think about penalties. As we come over the bridge for the second last time in this race. Oh, and that's NATO. He's binned it. And it's got to be green flag. It's too late for a safety car. But NATO, he's just lost it. Maybe rear locking. And he sent it completely into the wall. So it's still a Red Bull 1-2 Toddy. Just behind his teammate. And I reckon this is going to be an easy move. And Toddy gets past. So Toddy retakes the lead with just over a lap left to go. Now it's got to be Mehdi. He's got to be on really new soft tyres. Needs to get this job done. But as you can see, This is just going to be the Battle Cats play just to hold up Medi as best as he can. Oh, and that was a move from Yusuf. Sort of caught that on the side, so Yusuf really trying to net that P3 at the moment. As Battle Cat goes wide, and will allow Medi, as we go side by side, give me a better camera angle, as they do. Yusuf right behind as he goes side by side on the outside. Battle Cat really struggling on the medium tyres. We potentially could go 2 by 2 and a couple of the guys going off. But Yusuf takes P3. Battle Cat still in P4. That's a move from Gordo and Daniel Starr. P5, P6. So I feel like the top three are pretty much sorted. Toddy has a 1.6 second gap. Battle Cat, as we've got all that, Williams really trying to hustle the Haas, but you've got to look at Medi as well. Sorry, Mercy, I should say. But back up, Gordo, can he send a lunge at turn 3? Oh, Mercy's retired. Championship leader is out along with Tetris. Marty just manages to get through, but championship leader is out. A dramatic last 2 laps, but heading back up to the front. Toddy got the move on Medi off the restart. And it's got to be 2 in a row from the Red Bull driver as Gordo gets past the Battle Cat, just really struggling with his tyres. But as we round turn 18 and 19 for the final time, it's got to be Toddy. Wins 2 in a row, wins Singapore and sets fastest lap. Medi in P2, Yusuf rounds out our top 3. Gordo, great comeback after his damage early on, but he does drop to P5, Daniel Starr P4. Swiss Lord, a great effort after last week, P6. Aussie in P7, Marty will actually gain on his championship rival. Lays out a P9. Wayne, great top 10 finish. Battle Cat dropped all the way down. He had a bit of front wing damage as well. So, as we have a bit of a breather, that's what safety cars do with 2 laps left to go. Gordo set the... Gordo gets the games driver of the day. As need a break for that, but that's Toddy 2 weeks in a row. As I said, he was probably going to win that race without that late safety car, but he did it the hard way. He got past. If NATO hadn't hit the wall at turn 13, what could have been? Could NATO have held on? But then he had the 5-second penalty. Battle Cat dropped to P12. Probably good that he didn't win that race, considering that he's probably going to get a penalty for the safety car infringement, unfortunately, but yeah, great effort. Yusuf as well. He's been strong again. And then Medi. Great job from those 3. As we look at the results on screen, Toddy takes your win and gets the fastest lap on the final lap. 31.9. Great speed from him all night long. Medi in P2. Yusuf on the podium once again. Daniel Starr, great effort from him in P4. Gordo, what could have been without that damage on that restart, could have been contending right up the front. Swiss Lord, great effort. Aussie, Marty in P8, he gains points on Mercy. Elaine Santa in P9, Wayne in 10, as I said. Battle Cat drops to P11 after staying out, didn't quite work for him. Wolfer bringing Aston Martin points. A-Dog in P13, and then technically your retirements. Tetris and Mercy, it'd be interesting to see what happens with that bridge accident. NATO as well, P13, and then Buster, Bang, and we lost Mertz early. So we had 13 finish, so it'd be interesting to see if the last 2 classify, because they did get classified a lap down, but whew, as we take a bit of a breather there and wait for the guys to hop into the comms box. Yeah, that was a fantastic race. Obviously, strategy was very interesting with that early safety car. It'd be interesting to see if those hard runners would have stayed out. I'd imagine they would have with only 5 laps before that safety car. But you feel like Toddy would have got past them anyway. But he had to do it, as I said before, he had to do it the hard way. Battle Cat, unless we had stuff to talk about under that last safety car, I think I might be putting something in our particular Red Bull chat about if you're leading, wait for the message to come in before you drop 20 car lengths back. But anyway, yeah, unfortunate for him. I think he finished without a front wing, so it'll be interesting to see what happened there, as it looked like a lot of guys actually finished with no front wing, so be interesting to see what actually happened there as we get the guys in. We've got 2 in here, just waiting for Yusuf. But we'll start out with our P2, Medi. Great job from you. Obviously, you picked one of the guys picked the strategy going early on that hard compounded tyre on that early safety car. You looked good. I think without that late safety car, Toddy was probably going to get you just with the new tyres, but all 3 of you come in with that late safety car. He got the move on you, unfortunately at the end, but P2 from you, great race from you. How was it?
Look, yeah, no, overall it was pretty good. I think that safety car, the first one was very early, and I had to take it. I think if I didn't take a gamble, I was no chance anyway, so I had to have a go for it. But with the hards getting worn at the end, I knew Toddy was coming. We were in a party together anyway, so there was a bit of chirp backward and forward, and it was good for that. But no, I think the softs are fun though. At least it was it was a sprint race at the end, obviously. But I think if it wasn't for Battlecat being on those mediums, I don't think I would have been held up into turn 3 or 4, whatever it was, where Toddy did get me. I think that's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and that's what we sort of caught that Toddy obviously made his move early, and as you said, we thought that it was going to be interesting to see how Battlecat and sort of NATO for a lesser part to see how they'd hold you, obviously those new soft runners up, and sadly, yeah, Toddy just got you, but Hell Month, obviously Singapore. Did you expect you'd had pace around here, or is this result a little bit of a surprise for you?
Nah, Singapore was one of my better tracks. The last league race I was in, I won it around here. I forget which league it was in now, to be honest, but I think it was DRS. So it was good to be. I don't know. It's a track I'm at least comfortable, and I know I'll finish in at least good positions. It's just being consistent, I think.
Well, I was going to say first podium for this season for Inters. Probably good to get that off your back as well.
Is it really?
Yeah, I just having a look at the stats.
Oh,
you actually haven't got a podium. You might have finished on the podium. Maybe you've lost it for one reason or another. But yeah, first podium that you'll probably keep. So.
Oh, that's depressing. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, but congratulations on that. Obviously, 2 races left to go in Hell Month, Baku and Vegas. How are you feeling for those 2?
Look, after hearing that, I'll probably have back-to-back podiums, I think.
Well, that'd be very interesting, and it'd be good to see. But yeah, great points for you, great points for Alpine, and yeah, good luck for next week, which I think it's one of the 2. I think it's Baku next week.
No, it's alright. I like a street circuit. They're quick there. We'll be fine.
Yeah, great job from you, and yeah, congrats on the P2.
Too easy, bro. Thank you.
All right, so just waiting for you to hop in, Toddy. 2 in a row. You said you liked this month, and that good form's continuing. P1 once again.
Yeah. What a race. That was a great battle with Medi at the end there. Bit of rubbing, I think I would say, but glad with how today went. When that first safety car came out and everyone else had pit, I was like, oh no, I might have fucked myself here. But no, went on those mediums. I had the pace, caught up to them, and the second safety car came out, and yeah, sprint race to the end.
Yeah,
got the moves done.
Yeah, because I was saying you were probably the last one that wanted that safety car 5 laps out, but you pretty much had to do it. And honestly, I thought you 3 were going to probably come out in clean air, but I didn't think Battlecat or NATO would get you coming out of pit lane. But obviously did that. Obviously Battlecat easily let you through, held up Medi just a little bit to get that 1.2 second gap, I think it was, and then set the fastest lap on the last lap. So pace obviously didn't disappear.
Oh, did I set the fastest lap? I didn't even notice.
Fastest lap on the last lap. So that's the extra bonus point for you.
Oh wow. But I gotta I'm thankful Battlecat did that because it was obviously able to keep everyone close together, and then obviously he let me by. But like you said, I was very surprised that him and NATO got ahead of us. I thought for sure me and Medi were going to be up front. It was just going to be a 3-way battle for me, him and Yusuf. But that didn't happen, but I still managed to get past them. And yeah, kept it clean, got the win.
Yeah, 100%. And that obviously P9 in the champ, you're never really in the fight, but 2 wins in a second now, that I think will move you up another couple of spots. we said last week that you said last week that you liked Hell Month. Baku next week. We thinking the same thing once again.
Oh yeah. If my other league race I didn't go so bad, I could have easily gotten pole. I think I have pace. I think I'm not. I usually don't toot my own horn, but I think I have pace to maybe get another podium.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see.
You're
if
gonna
you
watch
can
that backfire now.
Yeah, don't say that. Well, reserve. We'll see if you're reserved tomorrow night, and if you try not to have. Hopefully, you don't have any game issues, but stick your hand up for tomorrow night, because if you show the pace like you did tonight, you might actually do quite well. But fantastic win, 2 in a row from you, and can't wait to see what we see from you at Baku next week.
Yes, thank you. And one more thing. Yusuf's not able to join again, so you might need to invite him.
I just sent him the invite, so I'll just send him another one.
All right. Well, thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you for hosting the stream tonight. And congratulations to Yusuf and Mehdi on the podium. They drove their hearts out. And yeah, good luck for Baku next week, everyone.
Yeah, exactly right. And yeah, big congrats to you. 2 in a row from Toddy there. And as we just wait for Yusuf, as we said, next week Battle Cat, Baku next week, Azerbaijan. And as we know, it's a little bit of a different street circuit. Obviously, you've got the tight technical sector 2, the castle section, but then you've got the big, long start-finish straight. So it's not all downforce around there, and people can go slightly different ways in terms of setup. So it'll be very interesting to see if Toddy can make it 3 on the trot, or if Yusuf can finally nab that top spot. As we said, he's been ultra quick. So as we just wait for trying to get him in. But big talking point, Mercy not finishing at all. So it'd be very interesting to see what happened with that second last lap crash. But Marty probably didn't get the maximum points that he would have wanted, but I said looking at his pace, he sort of just had a not a great one, as I'm sorry, just sorting out some Discord stuff. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and possibly a little bit of weather as well, as he's having a little bit of a net issue, is Yusuf. So unfortunately, we might have to wrap it up without speaking to him, unfortunately. But again, he showed great pace once again in the Alfa Romeo. Him and Buster particularly look strong. Obviously, Buster, unfortunately for you, you had your early front wing damage, and then yeah, as I thought on the pit lane curb on cold tyres. Yeah, but it was a great pace that you had on your comeback race, Buster. So looking forward to seeing you reserve. But yeah, unlucky for your retirement. And then Yusuf, obviously, I think you can't join, unfortunately, from the looks of it. So, but hey, great job from you. Another podium in your books. So that will be where we leave it for tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Had a little bit of a delay after qualifying, but we saw some fantastic racing and a pretty cool sprint shootout, let's just say, at the end with 2 laps and a bit of mayhem. But that leaves us with 1 tier left to go. That's tier 1 on Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. stage starting time. And you'll see Prince, KLX, and the like fighting for a chance to take the victory around the Marina Bay street circuit. Gonna be another long night. I think we hit probably 52, 55 minutes. Wouldn't surprise me around here. So gonna be very interesting to see. And Prince currently has a 111 point lead over Leo. So it's only going to be a matter of time, I reckon. But Leo and KLX will try and put up a fight. But great job from the guys. And we will catch you right here in the same spot, Inters Racing League channel, for Tier 1 tomorrow afternoon at 5 p.m. So until then, we'll catch you guys next time.